Hey, welcome back to my channel where I am documenting my budgeting journey. In today's video, I am going to be doing a paycheck breakdown of the second paycheck of July. A very quick disclaimer, I am not a professional. I am just here figuring out my money, taking control of my finances so that I can get some financial freedom. And before I get into the second paycheck, I want to briefly go over my actual numbers for the first paycheck. I budget $1,678. The actual after payroll, y'all were talking about how they need to get this together in my last video. The actual ended up being $1,894 to make up for them taking out too many deductions from our medical insurance. The expenses ended up being exactly the same. For my short to midterm savings, I just did $1 more for $91 because I think the balance was $11.29 and I like nice round numbers. $66 for emergency to get that fully funded at $7,000. And then for my vacation, I went ahead and did $200 instead of $100 for my trip at the end of the month, which is next week. And then for my guilt-free spending, the only thing that I changed was the gifts. I bumped that up to $50 after finding out that my engine was fully covered through the extended warranty as a result of the recall for my engine. And then I bumped up my savings challenges to $137 and also put $70 towards my buffer. And then really quickly too, my expenses for the first paycheck ended up being $326.61. I planned on doing a video to do my unstuffing and condensing for Saturday, but I had a really bad allergic reaction and I decided to just rest. It was very weird, but I was able to get it taken care of within about an hour or two. But anywho, $326.61 for, oh, you know what? Shoot. I got my card last Thursday and they just left my car on E after, making sure everything was everything. So I did go and get some gas and that was $40-something. So technically this is $360. I just totally forgot to put it in here. So anywho, back to paycheck number 2. After all of the deductions, my 401k, my HSA contribution, it came out to be $1,767. Now with my 401k and my HSA, it's a rough estimate of about $530 that is being deducted, FYI. So $1,767 is what I will be budgeting. I work from home as a medical billing supervisor. I am in my 30s. I am child-free and I am debt-free because I live with my mom. And I got a question in my last video if I was planning on moving out in the near future. And the short answer to that is no. So for my expenses, let me actually take out this. This is my monthly budget and I just split all of these numbers in half. So I'm gonna put that over to the side here. And I wanna go a little bit further into why I do not plan to move out anytime soon. For one, it is very expensive and I don't want to put myself in a situation where I am struggling if I do not have to. So that's first of all. Second of all, for those of you who are not new, you guys know that I also live with my nephew, and the reason being is because my little sister passed away in January of 2023 from lupus complications. And so this is what this part of my life looks like. I am helping my mom raise my 10-year-old nephew. Now, there has been times where during this whole, new part of my life where I have selfishly wanted to move out, and I started looking at the cost of living, and in doing that, I was knocked in the face with how expensive everything is. Like, for real. Like, I could afford it, but I would literally just be surviving. I would be able to pay rent, utilities, the things that are needed to be paid, but I would not be able to do much else. So no, I am not planning on moving anytime soon. And then 2, I'm helping my mom out as well with the rent that I'm paying. I'm helping with the mortgage, so that is a big plus for me as well. All right, so the total for my expenses, which is my fixed and a few variable expenses, is going to be $803 for this paycheck. Now, because I got my car back sooner than I thought, I am going to see if I can renew my car wash membership because it needs to be washed, and I'm thinking that I might put that in my guilt-free because I technically don't need a membership, but I am the type of person who I don't want to talk to nobody, and we don't have a lot of self car washes here in Arizona, so I like to be able to just pull up and they scan my license plate or whatever, and the thing comes up and I can go. I don't want to have to wait for them to come out and do all of the things. And the one that I go to, which is very close to me, they have to come out and like check you in. I know there are other car washes that aren't self car washes where you can pull up and you pay and then you can go through, but at this one that's right around the corner, I don't know why, but they don't do that. So that is very much so something that I am willing to pay extra for, so that I don't have to sit and talk to nobody. Okay, so we'll see what happens with that at the end of the month. So the remaining is going to be $964. I'm going into my short to midterm savings, and again, what I budgeted for the month, I'm just cutting it all into half, except for vacation, because I did bump that up. So the actual at the end of the month for vacation is going to be different. I am still going to budget $100 this paycheck for vacation. So moving out is not on my list anytime soon. This is actually going to be 90, not 91. So 90 for car maintenance. And as a believer, I just am of the mindset of not doing things without talking to God about it. You know, we have our plans, but for believers, I'm talking to my believers, and if you're not a believer, that's okay, but I'm talking to my believers. Our plans are not God's plans. So I didn't want to start making plans without even including him in it. And when I started praying about it, it really was just a thing of changing my mindset on my living situations. I am here for a purpose. This is my purpose right now in this season, is to be at home with my mom and my nephew, and that's just what it is. So $250 is what I have for savings. So now we have 714 remaining. Blessings, this is like tithe, but I just don't give my money to the church. So this is going to be, I would round that up to 177, and I didn't round this one up to what it was supposed to be, 1778. So I'm going to do 178 for my blessings. Giving, as always, this comes out in cash, and that is to give to the homeless who are on the street. And because I have my car now, I can do that. Personal, I like to do $50 a month. My birthday, I do $20 a month because I am looking to save $500 for my birthday in total, which is in May. Gifts, I am going to do $50. My older sister's birthday is at the end of the month, and that is the vacation that I'm going to. Family time, I'm not going to do anything. Date night, I actually want to have this be $100 a month. So let's see, 100 minus 25 is 75. I did not need that calculator. So 75 for date night, because this is for not just my boyfriend, but this is for when I go with my friends, which I did for this transaction. I went to this place called Taco Cello here in Arizona. I'm not sure if it's, you know, anywhere outside of Arizona, and spent $50 because my friend, this was when I didn't have my car. My friend picked me up and gave me a ride, so I wanted to pay for a drink for her. So I do friend dates, dates with my beau, and then I also like to do solo dates, so I want to keep that at $100 a month. Self-care, I am going to decrease a little bit because I'm just finding that I am in a space and place in my life where I don't need to spend a lot of money for self-care, and I feel like self-care really isn't something that should have a dollar amount attached to it. And now I'm doing my own nails and working with regular nail polish. I might here and there go and get my feet done, but I don't really have a reason to be putting $50 a paycheck into self-care anymore. Not right now anyway. Mom is getting $50. And then my annual is now, instead of $17, is going to be $22 a month because I added on the AAA membership. So 510 minus 714 is 204. Now, savings challenges, I just kind of lump this in. I am going to go ahead and do that now because since I am no longer actively stuffing my emergency fund at the moment, I might start it up again, but at the moment I've gotten my $7,000 of the goal that I wanted. I am going to start focusing on my HSA I'm sorry, not my HSA. I want to start focusing on a Roth IRA, doing post-tax investing, and I am going to go with Fidelity because I had them at my last job. I just need to make some adjustments. My name is spelled wrong, and I want to get my name spelled correctly before I open up a Roth IRA, just so that everything is seamless as far as getting that started. So this should be a $0 balance, which means that every dollar has an assignment. And every dollar does. And this is just another way of really like sitting down and taking control of your money. I feel like if I don't do the cash envelope system anymore, this budgeting process will stick with me forever because I now have control over my finances. I follow the conscious spending plan by Ramit Sethi, and I will link his video up in the cards. Actually, it'll also be in the description box, which further details the percentages for each one of these categories. That is going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to all of my new subscribers and all of my old subscribers. I appreciate each and every single one of you, and I am rooting for all of you. All right, y'all take care, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.